Welcome back. Now I know the reason you clicked on this video, and it is not to see me talking, so we're going to get straight into it. Today I've been out filming pike, nailing baits on the surface, underwater, some really good close-up action shots, so we're going to get right into it. Let's go. So the baits I was going to be using to feed these pike were small, fresh, dead roach and rudd. And I was going to be attaching these to the line in two different methods. One, which was to basically attach it almost like a needle and thread, using the hook to pull the line through the nose of the bait fish and then do a good old strong knot to keep it on the line. And the other was to use a small size 18 hook to go through the nose of the bait, and then I would use the pliers to clamp it down to make sure A, the bait didn't come off, and B, the hook couldn't catch into the pike. And I was using a small 4 or 5 inch section of line that was only 3 pound fluorocarbon. Time to feed some hungry pike. Now, it didn't take long before these pike to grow in confidence, to the point where I could barely get the bait down to the camera on the bottom before they was trying to nail it. And even just repositioning the camera, they was coming in to investigate and have a look and see if there was something there to eat. So I had to add a 1 ounce lead just above that breakable fluorocarbon to allow me to get the bait to the bottom fast enough before the pike could nail it. Now, before we carry on, it's now time for a little bit of information about what you've seen so far. Now, you may be thinking to yourselves, wow, that canal is absolutely rammed with pike. No, you've just been watching the exact same pike taking bait after bait after bait. I've been recording for just 2 sessions, and from start to finish to the end of this video, that is the exact same pike taking every single fish you're witnessing. Now, before some of you old boys start screaming and shouting about this is the reason why you hate pike so much because you eat absolutely everything, let me tell you one thing, right? I've been trying to film tench for 2 or 3 days prior to this video, and I kept having this pike as well as others in the swim every single time I came out underwater filming, and not once did I watch them attempt to take any of the thousands and thousands of roach and rudd in and around the camera. That is because pike will focus on those dead and dying fish. It means they can use up less effort to take a fish which is much easier to catch and much easier prey to catch and eat. So that actually brings up the point of how important pike are for the ecosystem. They don't just aimlessly go around eating everything they can. They will focus on those sick fish. And if you've got a body of water, especially let's say you've got a carp fishery, for example, and you have pike in there, they're going to take care of those dead, dying, and diseased fish that you don't want infecting the rest of the fish population in there. They're such a crucial species of fish. Now it's time to feed this exact same pike even more food, and we're going to see just how big and fat we can make it before we end this video. This was pretty interesting to see. The takes up to this point had been absolutely savaged, and my bait had been getting nailed even before it even hit the bottom. And then there's this shot where actually there's 2 pike in very close proximity to one another. One of them comes down flying towards the bait as it comes in, and you can see the other pike coming out the corner of the screen, and both of them sit still, and neither one of them want to take the bait until the one in front of the camera swims off. I remove the bait, put it back into the swim, and bang, neither of these pike wanted to make the first move. I don't know why that is. And this is the final clip of this pike taking the bait, and it was so reluctant. I had to recast this bait into position 4 or 5 times before the pike even bothered to slowly come over, and you can see just how fat he's gotten from that very first clip. It genuinely looked like it really just couldn't be bothered by that point, and it actually swam over to the opposite bank of the canal, sat down belly first in the silt, and didn't move again. Oh, and I can't forget I had this mad little bit of action right at the end of the session. Just decided to chuck out my very last dead bait on the surface and twitch it back, and bang, it got blown up by a great big perch. And as you can see, if you look carefully, there's actually 3 Jurassic perch down there. No doubt 2-pounders, or at least big 2-pounders in wintertime anyway. Well, that was something a little bit different to what I've been giving you guys recently, but it's something I've done loads on the channel, underwater filming, especially for pike. If you go into the videos section on my channel and filter it to most popular, you'll find a load of really, really good underwater stuff. It's some of my best performing stuff on the channel, or at least it was a couple of years ago. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Remember to like the video if you've liked it, and don't forget to subscribe as well. And remember, when it comes to pike this time of year, we're getting towards summertime. Temperatures aren't too hot at the minute. The dissolved oxygen levels are actually quite good, but best off to stop bait fishing for them. I was just feeding them today. And if you're lure fishing, make sure you're fishing a nice venue with loads of high oxygen levels, beautiful, clean, crystal clear, probably the rivers. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys next time.